In most videos I do for this channel, I mostly try to help you guys understand applications. I enjoy exploring applications and trying them out. In this video though, I'm hoping we have a conversation about Notion. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe if you're looking for a solution to go paperless with your studies or your business. And if you're already subscribed, make sure you turn on your notifications so you know when I release a new video. At any point in this video, if you feel compelled to sign up for Notion, please use my link in the description down below so that I can get some credit to freely upgrade my Notion account. If you sign up with my link, I get $5 credit towards a paid plan and you get 10. So we're both happy. Signing up is for free, by the way. So do the right thing for both of us. Everyone is talking about how amazing Notion is, this all-in-one workplace. It's a very impressive application. However, no one's really focusing on the negatives of this application, and that's what I want to focus on. There is no such thing as a perfect application. So before I go on to review Notion on this channel, before I go on to do more tutorials and more in-depth reviews on Notion, because it's a really massive application, I will be doing it in stages. I think its cons are very important for us to understand right from the start. I think it's very important for you to understand the possible pitfalls that Notion has, the possible disadvantages you will have using Notion as your note-taking application. And I just want to make sure that we get all of this out of the way. The developers of the application say Notion works offline. On my Windows PC, without an internet connection, the application doesn't load. To access anything offline, the developers suggest leaving that page or those pages that you want to work on offline. You need to leave them open. And that actually means not closing the application at all when you're online. And then when you want to access them offline, because you never close the application caches that page and so you can edit it offline. Then when you get online, it gets updated, it gets synced. If you close the application, the page closes or the pages close and you can't access them when you're offline. That setup is uncomfortable on so many levels. And my conclusion, Notion actually doesn't work offline. I can't even create a new page offline because the whole interface of the application, the useful interface, the functional interface of the application requires an internet connection to load. So how is that working offline? To fully function, Notion actually requires an internet connection. You guys already know that I don't like subscriptions, you know that. And worse, if I have to pay a subscription to access my own information, my own data. And that was the main reason I avoided using Evernote, because Evernote allows me to create content and then I have to pay to access it offline. That makes no sense because a lot of applications, I can access my information offline anyway. Yeah, this was my main reason for not using Evernote personally, and Notion has taken the same approach. So they're in the same category as far as their payment system is concerned and what they're offering users. Considering that everything you add to your account is a block, the 1000 blocks that they offer you on the free account is barely enough for anything. If a paragraph is a block, you'll soon run out of space and you will need the monthly subscription to keep adding more content to your workspace. I doubt most people would opt for deleting notes just to create space in their accounts. Very few people create notes to delete them. So in my account currently, I have 3 documents and they are taking up to 40 blocks already. The content I created in Notion is so little, it doesn't even fill a proper A4 page in any note-taking application. But these few things that I've created in the application are already taking up to 4% of my free blocks. So in Notion, a block is a paragraph of text. It's a bullet point. A bullet point. 1 point is considered a block. An image, understandable, I can get that. A row in a table, not the table, but each row in the table is considered a block. And video, so technically anything can be a block. Your headings will be blocks. It won't be surprising to have 100 blocks on one document or even on a page, and that is absolutely ridiculous. Inevitably, the 1000 blocks you get for free become a 7-day trial if you're actually going to use this application fully as your note-taking application, and this will probably apply to most of us. Seriously, Notion is a subscription. generally speaking, I don't like the idea of a web-based note-taking application. I feel less in control of my data, and I sure do not appreciate requiring an internet connection to access my notes or documents when there are so many applications that let me store my documents on my device. There's something comforting about having a local storage of my work and having the ability to back it up to a cloud service of my choice. I personally prefer that. If you wanted to export your entire workspace, this all-in-one amazing workspace that people are so excited about, you can export it as a Markdown, as a CVS, or an HTML. How many of us end users of applications can safely say that we prefer exporting our notes in any of these formats? How many of us have actually ever used those file formats for reading content they created that wasn't originally created in that format? Because Notion doesn't create your documents or your notes using any of these formats that they let you export. So if you wanted to export a PDF version of your notes, a format that is even recognized by 2-year-olds, it's only reserved for enterprise accounts. Seriously, Notion is a joke. So I exported my workspace from Notion. First of all, I exported it as a Markdown and CVS, and the application exported 27 pages. How do 3 pages translate to 27 pages? I don't even understand how they're exporting my notes in the first place. The application creates a useless copy of my file on my computer, on my PC, which my PC can't even recognize. But then they'll send you, when you export, they will send you a zip file to your email that contains your files. Let's take a look at this monthly expenditure file, which was a table in Notion. Here's what it looks like in Notion. But when you export it out of Notion, it looks nothing like what I created in Notion. So what is the point of me creating something if I can't export it looking exactly the way I created it? Microsoft Excel is one of the most complicated programs, so I certainly do not appreciate the Notion's application exporting my file as an Excel document. The HTML format might be useful for me, but even that proved to be very challenging because I can't just copy and paste my HTML code into my website and just have it there. It doesn't work. So yeah, Notion makes it very easy to create any content in their application, which is great, and this is probably the reason why they've become popular. But they've also made it very difficult, if not impossible, to export anything out of the application. And this is something you should worry about. This is something I'm worried about, actually. Bright side is you can export your individual pages as PDFs. You can even choose the paper size that you want from a few choices, which I thought finally a breakthrough. But even with that, to export your sub pages in your notes, you will need to have the enterprise subscription. So I was just wondering, why are you allowing me to create sub pages if I can't export it out of the application after I've created it? Some could call it good business, but as far as I'm concerned, it's just cruel. The application will let you have sub pages and create your notes, and you're so happy, and it's hyperlinked and everything, but you can't export your sub pages. So essentially, even if you do export your PDF, some sections of your notes are going to be missing, and that just sucks. Instead of creating a PDF that shows exactly the page that I'm seeing in Notion, which most note-taking applications actually do, the PDF contains links to the images I have in my notes. I'm not happy with Notion. The ease of creating documents in the application is great, but if you ever find yourself wanting to export your content out of the application, you will suffer. If you like #SufferLife, you will probably enjoy Notion. As far as I can tell, Notion has gone to great lengths to ensure that you love using their application, that it is easy to create a lot of things in the application, which is absolutely great. It is very easy for you to gather information from all across the web, from all different applications. It's very easy for you to gather information and put it into their application. But they've also gone to the same great lengths, if not more, to ensure that your information stays in their application. And that should worry you. Notion purposefully designed their application to accumulate and gather information and keep it in the application. The application is clearly created by great minds. They know how to make things easy. They know how to draw you in. They also know how to lock you in and keep you coming back to them and make you dependent on them. For all our sake, digital note takers or Notioneers, as they call them, I pray I am wrong about this. I really do. I really hope that my first impressions and my paranoia is nothing but just paranoia. Seriously. Folderless, they call it, as if that's actually a good thing. They make every bad feature sound amazing and you just want to buy it. Since when is a lack of folders in a note-taking application a good thing? A note-taking application without folders. Up until now, it's unheard of. A lot of note-takers crucify other applications for this. A lot of note-takers don't like Notability, for example, because of this. It has a very limited folder system. This might have its perks, not having folders in an application, but in the big scheme of things, I fail to see how lack of folders is a good thing for document creation. The application has a unique approach to organization, which is great. I always like trying something new, and if someone has a new idea, I think it's great that we see other options, because maybe folders are not really the best way to organize your content. Maybe there's better ways you can organize your content, but let's not pretend like they're doing us a favor by not having folders. Folders actually simplify our lives, and Notion just got rid of them. It seems we finally have an application that does it all. You can finally have everything in one application. Question is, should we put our whole lives into one application? And my answer to this question is no, you shouldn't. No matter what the developers say to you, Notion is not doing us any favors by being an all-to-one application. Ever heard of the statement, don't put your eggs in one basket? There are reasons for that. Notion feels like they're asking me to put all my eggs in their basket. An all-in-one workspace sounds great. All your plans, all your projects, all your notes, all your diary entries, all your latest secrets, all your stuff is in one application. You know, I just have everything in Notion. Everything, my whole life is in Notion. Great. That's fine and dandy right now, but it's a sure recipe for disaster. Notion doesn't even have backup options. You will have one copy of your work on their servers. You won't have your own local copy. We crucified GoodNotes 5 for not having auto backup. For notes that we have a local copy on our devices, I have GoodNotes 5 on my 2 iPads, I have GoodNotes 5 on my iPhone, and I still wanted the application to automatically back up to a cloud service of my choice. In GoodNotes 5, you actually still have the option to create a manual backup of your notes. Exporting PDFs out of applications is like very basic. It's a standard requirement for almost any application in 2019, now soon to be 2020. But we are very comfortable with Notion keeping our notes online without any kind of backup for them. The amount of crazy stuff happening in Notion, I don't even know how people got to like this application besides the fact that it lets you do everything very easily. Yeah, I get that. That's a plus. All things considered, Notion is actually not a very good application to use. You know what's the good thing about using 2 to 3, even 20 applications? Is that if one application malfunctions, if one device got a bug, or for some weird reason, maybe your iPad, accidents happen all the time. If anything happens that will make you lose information in an application, you only lose a part of your life if you use different applications for different things. If you're going to go paperless, you simply cannot afford to have everything in one application. I don't know why most people think that having an all-in-one application is a good thing. It sounds like a monopoly to me, and monopolies are never a good thing. All-in-one anything is always a bad idea for politics, for business, for personal growth, for anything really. I doubt it will be different for note-taking applications. An application that asks me to pay a monthly subscription to add my content online that I don't have a local copy of and I have no backup of, that's just bad news as far as I'm concerned. Why is Notion putting so much effort to store our information for us when we can clearly each store our own information on our devices? Surely the business model they've chosen is much more complex and probably much more difficult to manage. Imagine, for a split second, imagine if Notability suddenly wanted you to keep all your documents on their servers. Good heart? Or just a bigger business vision we don't know about it? To end this video, I will tell you the best way to use Notion, this clearly brilliant application. Find one aspect of Notion you like, because Notion has so many aspects, it has so many features, and use the application simply for that. I stand by my Notion. Haha, get that? I still stand by my Notion. Use one application for one aspect of your work and your life when you're going digital. Don't put your whole life into one application and question every application that asks you to do so. We had issues with Facebook that asked us to put our social lives online, just our social lives. What do you think might happen when we start putting our whole lives, business, creativity, diaries, calendars, planners? What do you think will happen? And this time around, maybe to give us a peace of mind, I don't know, this time around, they're even asking us to pay them to voluntarily give them our information. That's exactly what Notion is doing. And as far as I'm concerned, this whole setup is questionable. We should ask this question for our sake. I'm not saying don't sign up for Notion. By all means, sign up for Notion and use my link because I want to get them free credits. Notion is a great application and I will be using it for one aspect of my life, not for my whole life. Please, no, that's not going to happen. No can do. And with that out of the way, I will be doing reviews of Notion in the future because at the end of the day, I'm here to make sure you find productivity applications that work for you. I would like to hear your thoughts on this, guys. Am I just a paranoid human being or am I onto something here? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, well, let's agree to disagree. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.